Mr. Chair, I'd like to kind of jump on Commissioner Harm's bandwagon. Mr. Johnson, why are we just this week getting the strategic planning minutes from back in May 26th, June 14th, July? Some of that's 5 to 6 months ago. How come we're just getting that today for board approval?
And I was instructed not to tape the meetings and took the notes. I asked the chairman after the first meeting what he would like me to do with the minutes that I had taken. I was told to put them in a file, and that is what I did.
You asked who that?
You.
No, you didn't.
So the notes just sat in a file till now?
You told me you didn't have any minutes.
You never asked me if I had any minutes. I asked you what you wanted me to do with them.
You said there was no minutes. Just recently you said that.
So
In what meeting?
I point of clarity here. So, Mr. Johnson, you had the notes sitting in a file from May till
For each meeting.
in your office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, I guess, you know, in the meantime, over these 5 or 6 months, some of these board members, commissioners, myself included, we've been subject to quite a bit of scrutiny. Insinuations that were not transparent. We haven't been forthcoming with strategic planning minutes. There's comments that they didn't even exist. And so while you watched all that go down, if you had the notes in the file in your office, why didn't you say, hey, there's notes, they're up in my office, I'll go get them? Instead of letting the board.
Yeah, why didn't you ask for them?
He's
And when
out of
I
order.
asked for you,
He's out of
and when
order.
I asked for you to put them
He's
on
out
the
of
board
order.
agenda, you told me I had to do it for you.
So the minutes have existed, and they were up in your office, and yet as public scrutiny mounted and criticisms, you never said that they existed or took responsibility for bringing them forward for timely approval.
I asked what to do with them.
But we always, proper procedure, proper process is to bring notes forward for board approval. And it's common knowledge that you want to approve minutes very timely after a meeting so that things are fresh in people's memory, that they can recollect what actually transpired, so that when we're approving minutes, it's done in a good way. So I guess I'm just asking why, for Pete's sake, when we're being scrutinized, you just threw us under the bus. Why didn't you say, I've got notes, I can get them?
Proper procedure would have been to tape the meetings as we tape all other meetings.
Well, the very first meeting, the May 26th, we actually met in that conference room off of here, so there's not recording equipment there that I am aware of. So that would have been pretty much impossible. And I think most of the other meetings, the room was rearranged, so we had a storyboard on this wall, and people sat out here facing that way. I don't know that the recording, and I think part of that, we had our old recording equipment yet too, so I'm not sure that it would have even picked up. So I'm not, logistically, that probably wouldn't have worked out so well, and that's why we always take written notes as well.
They were there.
He's out of order.
The room was set up as the room was set up at the request of the facilitator. It could have just as easily been like this and using the sound system.
But it wasn't, and so the point being, the notes have existed for 5 or 6 months in a file, and when people are asking for them, nobody said, I have notes, would you like me to go get them? I don't understand why that happened.
It happened because I was instructed what to do with them, and I did.
You weren't instructed by me
That's really odd.
to do that.
So
Because I asked you if you took minutes and you said no.
That is
So
not,
you were told not to.
no,
And
that
I
was
don't know
told
who
not to
told
record
you.
it.
Said you were told not to.
So these dates.
There again, I don't know who would have told you not to.
So these dates, these minutes were typed up immediately after the meetings, or did you
Each one
just
was,
have
no,
hand
each one
notes?
was done after the meeting.
Okay. And so have you disseminated any of these notes prior to today without board approval? I mean, these minutes have not been approved by the board yet, so have they been disseminated out without board approval?
There was one request under public information for meeting minutes.
Okay. And you gave that out?
And they are a public document that was cleared through the attorney's office.
I'm not arguing that they're not a public document, I'm just curious as to why they got put out there without board approval. I mean, they haven't been, these notes, these minutes have not been validated by the board as accurate. We do that as part of our consent agenda, so basically this is your interpretation at this point. It has not received board approval. And so that was given out in a data request without board approval, and I'm wondering what you have to say about that.
Is there anything in there that is not true?
Yeah, I would say there's some things in there that are a little shaky. Do you have handwritten notes from those meetings?
No, I do not. I use the notes to make the typed version.
Okay.